Hello people, this is something I have not done in a long time, of course. Can't be doing this when you're living on the streets and then living in a home shelter. Anyway, I'm going to read you my channel comments on the first page, as many as I can. I could come home any minute. I'm not in danger like when I did this with Donald and his mom, and they could come home at any minute. But anyway. I'm going to read you some of these. My camera batteries might run out, or my mom could come home. Anything could happen. So we're going to try. Let's see. Alright, comment number 1. Hey folks, please, but only if you want to, check out my old website that Donald, my abusive ex-boyfriend, whom I currently have a 1-year restraining order against, created for me all the way back in the beginning of 2001, www.ALICIACREATURE.com. Equals 18 of my original songs that I sing non-professionally, 111 of my original poems that I recite for you, the college essay I wrote that discussed in detail what it was like for me to be a young teenager with a schizophrenic mother, and loads of very sexy but still PG-13 rated photos of me from when I danced stripped on my EarthCam TV channel called Alicia's World. Lowercase P. And then, in parentheses, please do not sign my website guestbook and expect me to read what you wrote. I never visit my website guestbook because, quite frankly, too many people have written horrible things out on it. Comment number 2. Please check out my other 2 YouTube channels. Alicia Creature has, and I just found this out, I just updated. I update this periodically. Alicia Creature has 69,758 video views. And you can watch and hear and laugh at all my ridiculous assertions that Jack Kruger loved me. And yeah, I can laugh about it now because what are you supposed to do? You know? My mom has suffered from schizophrenia for 56 years since I was 10. You think she's happy about all the crazy things she did? Of course she's not. She still wants to be loved. She still wants to be forgiven. You know? I honestly believe that Jack Kruger loved me. It was crazy, it was stupid, but it wasn't based on total fantasy. It was because I believed he had watched me. He wasn't even famous back then, on my EarthCam TV channel called Alicia's World, where I stripped and danced and was loved by thousands of people across the planet. And he could have been one who watched that. There are stars that go out on things in cyberspace. They have Twitter accounts, they have this, and there was no Twitter back then, but you know what I mean? I mean, he wasn't even famous back then, so. And I was loved by a lot of people, and yeah, when I started believing that he loved me, I was believing it based on what it might have been back, you know, that he could see who I was in the fat, unhappy person I'd become. Anyway. That's neither here nor there. Alicia Creature documents that in detail. If you want to go and have a good laugh at my expense, you can also see me when I was much heavier. Blah, blah, blah. Please check out my other 2 YouTube channels. Alicia Creature has 69,758 video views, and Alicia01 has 6,373 video views. Alicia Creature's one word. ALICIACREATURE, and Alicia01, ALICIAAROL1, the number 1. Please check out Omer the Pug's YouTube channel, Triscuit41, TRISCUIT41, 41, not, 41, number 4, number 1. He goes ultra cute videos of my Omar at different stages of his life. I have, this is an old thing because I already got the computer, I have a Flickr account that I intend to upgrade to Pro status, I already did. A LiveJournal account that I sadly can't access, but that does document a lot of my 2009-2010 Chad Kruger insanity. The LiveJournal, by the way, is A2424HR 24-hour butterfly. Anyway. A MySpace account, a Yahoo Answers account, a Facebook account. Equals, I'm going to soon have my own computer that I will have access to 24/7. I will probably set up a webcam channel similar to my 2001 EarthCam TV channel called Alicia's World. I have an $80 Logitech, the number 1 webcam up here. Don't know how to use it, but the guy who set up my computer set it up for me anyway. It looks nice, it's expensive. It was highly rated. It was the number 1 highly rated webcam. Cost me $80 with shipping. I will probably set up a webcam channel similar to my 2001 TV channel called Alicia's World. Equals watch out world, Alicia's back, and she who obviously loves the attention and glory she receives out here in no man's land, where just about everything goes, intends to fine-tune each and every one of her current and future cyberspace endeavors. My mom could be home any minute. Okay, and here gets the nitty-gritty stuff. This was sparked because there are men, of course, some men, you know, who see me, listen to my videos, watch me. Some men find me sexy or intriguing or whatever. So I wrote some shit out on my thing. You can read it. Like I said, this camera battery's going out, and my mom could be home any minute. I wrote this all last night, by the way. For the record, I haven't... Oh, and some of these men, you know, that doesn't matter. You know, some of them want me to create quote-unquote private videos. Some of them... There's a young kid back when I was in L.A. A young kid now, you know, writes things like, I want to make out with you for hours and you're so sexy, whatever. There's another one who has a really hot body. Don't know what his face looks like, but the fact of the matter is, here we go. I like to play out here, but I'm safe. Just like I sometimes like to browse, you know, dating sites. Because it's just safe, you know. For the record, I haven't exactly resigned myself. I gotta make sure that for the record, I haven't exactly resigned myself to being all alone forever. If we are being completely honest here, folks, then, if nothing else, I would like to fill in the blanks. Use your imagination with a man again. I'm simply no longer the person I was for way too long. Unfortunately, I used to trust men and their intentions towards me far too easily. You men could spoon-feed me bullshit and lies galore, i.e. feed my massive ego, and I would eagerly and greedily gulp down every last bit of it. Every last bit of bullshit and lies. But not anymore. Equals, you have to understand that on top of the years and years of daily psychological abuse, Donald joyfully, look at me, he loved doing it, all abusers do, they love it, they love the power trip, they love hurting you, they love seeing you cry. Donald joyfully put me through. In the end, I nearly died, or worse, at Donald's hands. Donald was a guy whom I had met off the internet. I believed he was my quote-unquote soulmate. He was far from perfect, and so was I. Equals, in my clouded eyes, Donald and I had to be meant to be. It had to be fate that he and I had found each other across thousands of miles. I can't be like that anymore. It's dangerous for me to be that way. Be the way I am. Even my caseworker at the emergency domestic violence shelter I briefly stayed in back in California warned me about this. I have to really try to be just the opposite of how I've always been. Equals, I have to keep my distance from and to a point. Even fear all men until hopefully there comes a day when, on an individual case-to-case basis, my fear and distress proves to be unwarranted. The end. I've been periodically writing different versions of this every night. Life itself always hurts me, equals it always has, and I know that it always will, but that's the way it goes. Maybe someday it will be okay for me, but not now, folks, not now. This is stuff I just wrote last night. I've only just been, you know, writing things like life itself always hurts me, but at least I'm safe here with my mom who loves me and wants me here. At least I don't have to feel guilty when I know that I'm 100% pulling my weight, financial and otherwise. Not only am I buying all the food, buying all the dog food, paying my dog's vet bills and whatever else he needs, buying all the you know, household items we need, anything like that. Believe me, I'm contributing like a lot. Also in non-financial ways, because I help out my mom in different ways. I sometimes cook, clean, just help her out, just in general. She likes having me here. She tells me, she tells her friends, she tells her family, my family. Okay, I'm 100% pulling my weight, finish all the way around here. I think I'll stay here for a while. Here, where I'm both wanted and want to be. Living in my own place can wait. I just want to be here with my mother and my dog. Laura, forever hanging in there because the alternative is and always has been unappealing to her. Good night. For the record, I wrote this like a couple of days ago, whatever. Sometimes I put stuff to the top, you know, so it says whatever. For the record, I do not trust men anymore, period. It doesn't matter who you are. Oh no, I did just write this recently. What you look like or what sign you are. If you are male, my radar will always be up, especially if you are male and found me via my YouTube channel. This is the important key, folks, here. Even the dating site people, men, whatever. I can pretend with them. I can't pretend with any of you men who know every fucking thing about me because I've posted it all out in cyberspace, okay? Especially if you're male and found me via my YouTube channel where I've been intentionally exposing myself, mind, body, and soul for years. If how I feel offends any of you men out there, then I'm sorry for offending you, but not at all sorry for how I feel, for how it has become necessary for me to feel. The truth is, I create these videos because it's a free and easy form of self-expression that I can engage in as much or as little as I want to. It's also relatively safe. Okay? Camera, that little thing I told you guys about that I didn't even know existed in LA, I found out here, where I can put my camera memory directly into it. Even when I was in the shelter for 8 months, I could upload and create videos relatively free. I mean, relatively cheap. I had to buy batteries, you know, at the library, but at the library I could still upload them. I could create videos while I was in the shelter. Not too many people can or would do that, you know. I documented my time in the shelter, too. If you want to read, if you want to, that's over the last 8 months, since April 26th of last year. If you want to know about that, okay? But that's why I do this shit. It's free, it's easy. I can do it all the time, even when I'm dirt poor. You know, not dirt poor anymore, but you know. Oh, here we go, dating websites. By the way, all those dating websites require you to fill out some sort of profile just to browse the site equals I like to browse sometimes, like to pretend sometimes, pretend that I'm capable of being normal. Do any of you really blame me for that? Some of the things I wrote on the dating websites, give or take, tweaked here or there, blah, 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 whatever. I did this in LA2match.com, and then I canceled it. Actually, I don't even know if it's canceled. I think I lost that access to that email, and who knows, they could be sending me stuff still forever. Here are my similar long-time interests: thinking, writing, reading, health, exercise, music, movies, philosophy, psychology, animals, dancing, the ocean, massage, comedy, laughing. My mom's going to be home any minute. And here's some of the kinds of stuff I wrote, you know, tweaked here and there that I might write as my profile on a dating site. Because, again, have to be honest here. If I'm unemployed, I have to say I'm unemployed. Don't really want to say I'm on Social Security, disability, for psych reasons, you know. That I might write as my profile on a dating site, but I only sign up for some of these dating sites just to see what's out there. I signed up for Mesh.com when I was still living in LA. Like I've already made very clear, dating just isn't something I can do when I admittedly fear men. Don't worry though, and this is the truth, I never ever lead on any guy who contacts me via one of these dating sites. I don't sit there and pretend and then never meet. I kind of just like to take little peeks in. I took a peek into, as you know, a dominant submissive dating website that one of my cyberspace friends told me about. Just peeked. I didn't have to sign up for anything there. I could just look. Most of these, though, they make you sign up, just even if you want to look. I just like to see if anybody decent expresses any interest in me despite all the things wrong with me in my life. Something I might write or did write or erased or whatever. I'm a quote-unquote beautiful, although I wanted to believe in the old adage that beauty's in the eye of the beholder, college honors graduate who majored in English and minored in philosophy, but who definitely did not want to be a teacher. I actually ached to be a successful writer or quote-unquote famous movie star, but that's another story, laugh out loud. I want people to know that I'm, you know, half serious and half joking. For far too long, I was in a bad relationship that I don't wish to discuss the details of in any way, shape, or form. I'm really just looking for a friend I can trust. And by the way, I always write, I'm not looking for any commitment, just looking to hang out, yada, yada, whatever. Yesterday, I saw some guy who has been in a relationship for many years, and he's looking for something on the side. I hate you men who do that. You make me sick anyway, especially if you're going to advertise it in a fucking dating website, you know. Sick. Anyway, and he was kind of good looking too. Sad. Whatever. I'm really just looking for a friend I can trust, talk with about anything imaginable, and have lots of low-cost fun with, but one whom I am also at least somewhat attracted to, because I'm quite certain that that will make the entire experience more fun. I have to be attracted to you guys. A lot of guys write to me out in cyberspace, dating websites, whatever, that I'm not attracted to at all. Blah, blah. P.S. Definitely look younger than I am, sometimes to my own detriment, act even younger than that. Laugh out loud. Preferred date, you know, I wrote this on themesh.com, something like this before. Fun. Want fun, fun, fun. Like fun with a little bit of innocent touching. Zero pressure. I'm not in any way, shape, or form a traditional girl. I'm not at all interested in a traditional let's go out to dinner and see a movie or talk all night and dinner and blah, 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 you know. For the record, as I already discussed in detail in 2 of my videos, and 2 of my older videos, and I did, they're somewhere out there, they're actually on private right now, but all my older videos on private temporarily. I haven't even seen most of them. I want to see them. I want to actually tag them. Like I talked about earlier, you know, fine-tuning my cyberspace endeavors. Changing the titles maybe. Definitely putting tags. Maybe a description. I don't know. For the record, as I already discussed in detail in 2 of my older videos, technically I have been raped on 2 different occasions in my life. But something wrong. But since neither of those quote-unquote rapes was your garden variety man attacks you in a dark alley type of thing, or even a date rape sort of thing, I truly feel that I must accept some of the blame for what happened to me. I'm not at all saying or implying that I deserved what happened to me, folks, okay? I'm just saying that I used to do some really stupid things I thankfully no longer do. I used to get shit-faced, venture out to bars alone, and pick up men or allow those men to pick me up. Equals when you're busy, constantly tempting death, like I was undeniably, admittedly doing, you're bound to get into some serious trouble sooner or later, okay? Yeah, it was rape when this guy that I didn't even really like, you know, I was at the club, I was going to take a taxi. I'd called the taxi, but I was talking just to see how he would react. I like to test people, you know, and I was shit-faced, whatever. You know, talked about being quote-unquote suicidal, but wouldn't do it, whatever. Don't talk like that. I had a friend who committed suicide, blah, blah, whatever. He made me like him a little bit more by talking about his friend's suicide. Then he wanted to go to the bathroom in my apartment, didn't want to let him. Trusted him because, like I said, I can be very, very vulnerable, and certain kind of guys prey upon that, okay? I didn't feel guilty after it was over, and and I said to him, taunting him, like, you know, something like, oh, you just want to fuck the gorgeous blonde so badly, right? And I could have, you know, you don't never know if I have whatever. Then he got mad at me. He did what he did when I didn't want him to. Did I really fight it? No. Did I want it? You know, I was drunk. That's what I'm saying. You have to take responsibility if you go out and get shit-faced. I'm not saying you deserve it, but the things I did, you know. And the other time, I went home with one guy, and he invited 3 of his friends. I didn't expect that, okay? Yeah, I willingly went home with one guy. Didn't expect 3 of his friends. They were all foreigners. Wasn't about to fight that. I was terrified, you know. It's like, oh, it's finally come to be. You're actually going to get murdered or badly beat up or something, Laura. You better just be a good little girl. I didn't care if I died, apparently, but what I wasn't really thinking about is you might have things happen to you where you don't die and you wish you had, okay? So I have to take some responsibility for those two quote-unquote rapes. Two different kinds. Not that I deserved it. I'm not saying I deserved it, but the things I did were not good, you know? Okay, back when I was constantly engaging in risky behavior in any given moment, a lot worse could have happened to me than anything bad that ever did happen to me at the end, okay? By the way, and I'm not just saying this, I have completely given up on love, and I don't care, because something that I do know for sure is that to allow myself to care would be a very, very bad thing for me. If I didn't know them before, I sure as fuck know them now. My own limitations, that is, and not just in regards to my inability to experience that which I'm unfortunately still capable of aching for. You know, there's the crux of the matter. There's the, whatever that word is, you know. There's the capable of aching for it, but not capable of experiencing small fucked up inside. I also know that the people who try to convince you that you simply can't give up on love don't know what they are talking about. Should but don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's not like I'm too hardened to weep and ache when I watch movies like The Notebook and The Vow and recently My Mom the Lucky One and yada yada whatever. It's more like I accept the things that I know will drive me stark raving mad should I choose to not accept them. The shelter counselor, the recent one, actually thought it was a good quality to have. This so-called acceptance, quote-unquote, she noticed in me. I guess under the circumstances, it was a good quality to have, huh, people? You know, because she would tell me disappointing things, whatever, or something. You know, you can be disappointed, you expect things that don't happen, expect to get housing, expect this, that, whatever. And then it doesn't happen, or there were things you weren't told about under the surface, or how long it would take, you know, and I tell her, like, well, you know, what am I supposed to do? I'm in here, I have to accept it. I mean, I'm not going to, I tried my hardest to get out. I dotted all my I's, crossed all my T's, and I also lost a lot more weight because you know, but by acceptance, you know, accepting things that I had to accept. I was in there, had to accept that, or I would go stark raving mad, okay? So she admired that quality in me. Not that I was, you know, complacent or whatever, just, you know, I did everything I had to do. That's how I got on psych disability. I did everything that I had to do. That's how I got that $17,000, nearly $17,000 check and $1,000, nearly $1,000 a month. I did everything I had to do. When she means acceptance, she means that I accepted things that I had to accept at the time that were not going to change, that couldn't change. I had to accept that I was in there, you know, or I'd go stark raving mad. Anybody will, if you don't accept it, okay? That's what we meant. To every man out here in cyberspace, since it could apply to a myriad of men and boys, like I said, they're young 21-year-olds who have hit on me, you know, via cyberspace. Not in, you know, it's happened in real life too, once in a blue moon, but you know what I mean. Who have contacted me via YouTube over the last 3 years or so. I'm sorry if I come across as harsh, but you have to understand that I have no interest in you. I don't know anything about you, not even what you look like. I fully admit to the whole world that it's flattering when men who find me via my YouTube channel pay me compliments. It's even flattering when some of these men want to go private, want me to create private videos. My favorite was this certain guy whose name keeps changing out here. I guess he loses his account, opens another one, loses his account. And he does have a hot body. I don't know what his face looks like. And I'll admit that. That doesn't mean anything, okay? It's just fun to play, okay? Fun to think, fun to hear things like he wrote, you know, I'd like to lift up your dress and whatever. Fun to be found sexy and beautiful still at 44 years old, okay? Under the circumstances, under all the fucking shit I've been through the last last 4 years. A little over 4 years. Since November 4th. Before that too, of course, but you know, that was big shit the last a little over 4 years. What was I gonna say? Every man out here in cyberspace says it could apply to a myriad of men and boys who have contacted me via YouTube over the last 3 years or so. I'm sorry if I come across as harsh, but you have to understand that I have no interest in you. I don't know anything about you, not even what you look like. Sometimes these men that contact me, they don't post pictures. I know nothing about them. They have one of those videos where it's empty, one of those pianos is empty, they have nothing there, and yada, whatever. And actually, I was so busy, I really haven't been able to check out even people that I've wanted to check out. Now that I'm finally safe here, you know, here with my mom in Massachusetts and not my abusive ex and his brother and whatever, you know, now that I have time and my own computer that I can access to, you know, there's some I would like to check out to see if people who have friended me might have videos I like to watch or music I like maybe Slipstress videos. I don't know these people. I had to concentrate on myself. You have to understand, I was living in hell for a long, long time, okay? Doing these videos of myself behind the back of somebody who would have hurt me had he found out. That might be my mom. It's not her. Okay. I'm sorry if I come across as harsh, but you have to understand that I have no interest in you. I don't know anything about you, not even what you look like. And then suppose I did find out it's not her.